discomfort, as in joint pain, muscular discomfort entirely up to you. If you need to stop on a minute or stretch, stretch and rest whenever you need, you can keep it going for as long as you can. Usual props, I'm just going to get a band, and maybe not a block, but a pillow or a ball, something that I can use as a little resistance to press against. And then if you're seated, see if you can find the space at the front. So same as usual, as we sit, we tend to slouch. Unfortunately, as we slouch, we compress the abdomen, which prevents the diaphragm, the breathing muscle inside, from descending properly. So to breathe, I have to breathe apically. I have to breathe into my neck, into my collarbone, so stiffening up and tensing. Unfortunately, that type of breath tends to send me into a kind of like an excited state, into my sympathetic state. So fight or flight, which is not very relaxing, not very calming. So see if I can try and create space at the front, encouraging the diaphragm to descend down towards the abdomen to create that breath, so that the chest, the neck, the collarbones can stay relaxed. If you're laying down, just using the mat. So allowing the head to rest onto the mat, a little support below the head if you need the support, the arms relaxing down the side. The legs can be bent or straight, just whichever suits your hips and your lower back better. And then as you focus on that nice, easy, relaxed breath, running the usual scan over the body. So noticing how you feel at the moment. Is there tension? Is there discomfort anywhere? Do I feel straight? Do I feel slightly lopsided? Slightly wonky? Is the pressure at the back of the arms, at the back of the legs the same? Is it different side to side? So see if I can maintain that nice, easy, relaxed position and nice, relaxed breath. And then I'm going to start working through the shoulder girdle. I'm going to shrug the shoulders up to the head, and then I'm going to press them down and away. Keep the movement going. Just excuse me for a second. Sorry. So I'm going to start changing the direction of the movement. I'm going to start going with a little protraction this time, pulling the shoulders forward, and then retraction. I'm going to take them back. So drawing the shoulders forward, and then taking them back. Drawing them forward, and then taking them back. So trying to free the shoulder girdle as much as possible, as much as I can. The neck is loose, the jaw is relaxed, the neck is relaxed. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and releasing back, giving the shoulders a little bit of a roll, releasing the shoulders, relaxing the back. And then now that the shoulder girdle feels a little bit looser, I'm going to get into the shoulder joint. So raising one arm up towards the ceiling, I'm going to take it up, take it back as far as I can, and then easing that arm back down by the side. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. Play with the position of the arms. So as usual, I don't want the shoulder to click, I don't want the shoulder to grind. I want a smooth movement. So I'm going to keep it loose on the right, ease back, and then nice and loose on the left. Especially if you're seated, notice if you tend to pull with your neck. If you find yourself pulling with your neck or tensing with the jaw, then keep the movement a little bit smaller, making sure that the neck stays relaxed. So I'm not stiffening, I'm not gripping, I'm not tensing up through the top of the body. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. And releasing back, relaxing the shoulders, releasing the arms, and changing the direction of the movement. From a front raise, I'm going to get into a little lateral raise. So scooping the arm around the side, this time towards the head, bringing it back, and then I'm going to do the same thing the other way. So if you're lying down, keeping the arms close to the floor as possible. The movement is loose, the movement is easy. If I'm seated, I might have to bring the arms slightly around the front. Just trying to keep it as relaxed as I can. And then if one shoulder feels stiffer than the other, then the movement will be smaller on that side, making sure that I'm not creating pain. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. And releasing back, giving the shoulders a little bit of a roll, relaxing the shoulders and the upper body. And then I'm going to change the direction of the movement one more time, or more than change the direction. I'm going to try and use the 2 directions together. So I'm going to start off lifting the arm at the front. I'm going to take it around to the side and back. Then I'm going to reverse that movement. I'm going to bring it around the side and then take it down to the front. Then I'm going to repeat the same thing to the other side. So I'm going to circle around one way, and then I'm going to circle around the other. Circle around one way, and then circle around the other. So nice and relaxed. 1, and then coming back and down. The other, coming back and down. 4, same as I've been doing so far. Still aware of the neck, making sure that I'm not gripping with the neck, stiffening into the shoulder. 3, 2, 1. And releasing back, giving the shoulders a little bit of a roll, a little bit more movement into the shoulder girdle. Now I want to make sure that the neck is not overloaded, so it doesn't feel stiff, it doesn't feel tight. So I'm going to keep the shoulders and the arms still, and then I'm going to start moving the head. I'm going to start with a little turning side to side. So turning to look around one way, turning to look around the other, turning one way, and then turning the other. So maintaining that rotation, right? As usual, comparing the 2 sides. One side feels a bit stiffer, one side feels looser. I'm not forcing anything, but as I feel that the neck starts feeling a little bit warmer, so the movement feels a bit easier, then I might try to Turn it just a little bit more. 4. 3. 2. Last one. And releasing back to the middle. Then keeping the head centered, keeping the head close to the mat. If you're lying down on the floor, I'm just going to start taking the head to the side. So think of your right ear coming down to your right shoulder, a gentle stretch down the left side, easing my way back, and then left ear to the left shoulder, a gentle stretch coming down the right. And then as you keep that little side to side going, see if you can think of the opposite shoulder. So when my right ear comes down to the right shoulder, see if I can reach down with the left arm. So encouraging a little bit more stretch. Then easing back as the left ear drops down to the left shoulder. See if I can reach down with my right arm and then coming back. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. And releasing back, easing the head back to the middle, and then changing the direction one more time. I'm going to go for a little rotation, and then I'm just going to come forward into a little flexion. So I'm going to turn to look over the right shoulder, and then I'm going to try and bring the nose to the shoulder. Then come back, turn to look over the left shoulder, and then nose to the shoulder. Come back, turn to look to the right, drop the nose to the shoulder, back, turn to the left, drop the nose to the shoulder, and then grab again. 4, dipping down, coming back, 3, and back, 2, last one, and releasing back, releasing the shoulders, relaxing through the neck, through the upper back, so a little bit more ease, hopefully, into the neck. But see if I can keep it loose, making sure that it doesn't start gripping, it doesn't start tightening again, and then focusing on your upper back. I'm going to start getting into a little rotation, so I'm going to bring the arms to the front, clasping the hands together or keeping the hands apart, and then I'm just going to start easy swinging from side to side. Rocking from shoulder to shoulder. If I'm down on the mat, turning the head to follow the arms. If you're seated, imagine almost as if you are trying to throw something over the side, over your shoulders. So I'm going to throw it behind my right, throw it behind my left, throw it behind my right, throw it behind my left. So it's trying to get the movement going at the top of the spine. So see if I can get that rotation going through the thoracic spine. Keep the movement going. Excuse me a second down. Hold on, sorry. So I'm going to try one more time on each side. This time I'm going to swing to the right or to the left, whichever is easier. I'm going to hold it there. 5, 4, 3, 2. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, to see if you can reach a little bit further. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then easing back. Rotating the other way. Keep it there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, to see if you can go a little bit deeper. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release it back. Adjusting the shoulders, adjusting the position of the head, straightening yourself back out again. And then from rotation, I'm going to go into a little lateral flexion. So if you're lying down, you might want to support the head with one hand, and with the other one, you reach down the side. If I'm seated, the head is on top of the shoulder, so I don't need to support it. So I'm just going to start reaching down one side, coming back to the center, and then reaching down the other way. As usual, think of a set of pulleys down the side of the body. So the right pulley pulls me down on the right, and then the left one pulls me down on the left. So see if I can feel it tensing to pull down, and then tensing to pull down the other side. Maintaining the movement to the side, so there is no rotation. I'm not coming forward into flexion. If I'm seated, I'm picturing a wall behind me. I'm going to try and keep my back flat against that imaginary wall. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And releasing back, adjusting the head, adjusting the shoulders. And then I'm going to change the direction of the movement one more time. I'm going to go into a little flexion extension. Starting in flexion, and then I'm going to be focusing on the extension. I'm going to grab hold of my pillow or the ball, and then I'm just going to rest it against the breast. So right at the top here. I'm going to hold it gently, so I'm not pushing too hard. Imagine your chest to take the shape of the ball. So I'm going to try and wrap myself around the ball, and then I'm just going to let myself relax. So if you're lying down, you will have to lift the head off the mat. If I feel that that's a little bit too heavy on my neck, I'm just going to pop one hand on the pillow, one hand on the ball, one hand on the head, and then I'm just going to try and accompany and then ease it back. So see if you can really picture the back of your rib cage becoming a little bit more rounded. So opening up the space between the shoulder blades and then coming along the back of the rib cage, the middle of the back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And releasing down, giving the head a gentle roll, making sure that the neck doesn't feel stiff again, doesn't feel tight. And then I'm going to go into extension. So I'm going to push the ball to the side, and then retracting the shoulders, think of your shoulder blades squeezing together behind the back. So I'm going to retract. I'm going to try and push the chest up to the ceiling, and then I'm just going to ease my way back down onto the mat. If you're seated, imagine this time the ball to be behind you. If I can put it behind, I can even use the ball that way. And then imagine the back of your rib cage this time taking the shape of the ball. So with the shoulder blades, I'm going to try and hug around the ball. With the chest, I'm going to try and lift and open, and then I'm going to ease back. So see if I can get that nice extension, that nice opening at the front as I extend and come back. 5. 4. 3. 2. Last one. And releasing back. Giving the shoulders a little bit of a roll, relaxing the shoulders, releasing through the upper back. And then I'm going to start focusing on the lower back this time. I'm going to start off with a little pelvic tilt. So think of, if you're seated, think of what you're sitting on. I've got 2 options. I can sit on my tailbone or I can sit on my seat bones. What I want you to do is to switch from one to the other. So I'm going to tilt the pelvis back, I'm going to go back onto my tailbone, and then I'm going to tilt it forward and then see if I can pick myself up right onto the seat bones. So I'm going to go back and then come forward. See if you can picture the movement this time further down into the lower back. See if I can try and release, come back, release, come back. If you're laying down on the mat to the floor to guide you, I'm going to tilt the pelvis back, so I'm going to press the lower back gently into the mat, and then I'm just going to rock forward and then back into neutral. So I'm going to tilt and release the tilt. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and releasing back. Hopefully the lower back feels a little bit softer, a little bit more relaxed, a little bit looser. I'm going to keep the focus on the lower back, and then this time, instead of tilting forward and back, I'm going to hitch side to side. So the same tension that you felt earlier when you were trying to pull your rib cage to the hip, this time think of the tension in reverse, and see if you can think of pulling the hip to the ribs. So I'm going to pull up on the right, ease back, hitch up on the left, hitch up on the right, hitch up on the left. So I can feel that tension that is allowing the little side-to-side movement. If you're laying down, the back of your hips is flat against the floor, so I'm not rotating, I'm not pulling away. If you're seated, then imagine to be lifting one of the seat bones off the chest. I'm going to try and pull up on the right, hitch up on the left, hitch up on the right, hitch up on the left. So side to side. 3, 4, aware of the neck, aware of the jaw, the shoulders. Am I bracing with the shoulders? Am I gripping and tightening through the neck? Can I let go? Can I relax? 7, 8, 9, 10. And releasing back. Easing back to the middle, adjusting your hips, adjusting the lower back. And then I'm going to try one more movement. I'm going to go for a little translation. So imagine to keep, whether you're seated or laying down, Imagine to keep your hips in the same position, but move your ribcage to the right and then to the left. So I'm going to move to the right, move to the left. This time I'm not dropping down on that side, I'm physically trying to shift myself one way and then shift the other. So if I'm seated, my shoulders should still be at the same height. One shouldn't be dropping below the other. If it drops, it means that I'm going into a lateral flexion again. So see if you can think of a little translation from side to side. The lower back and the upper back. The first portion of the upper back are kind of like drifting together in opposite directions. If you're lying down, think of the same movement, but think of it from the hips. So I'm going to try and send my right hip to the right side of the room and the left hip to the left. I don't want to shorten, I just want to shift side to side, side to side. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release it back to the middle. Centering the hips, adjusting the shoulders, adjusting the back if you need to. And then this time I'm going to focus on the legs. First thing, I want to try and get a little connection, a little bit more activation into the hips, around the hips and in the groin. So I'm going to put the ball between the knees, or the pillow between the knees. And then adjusting the distance of the feet to what feels comfortable, I'm going to start pressing into the ball. So I'm going to squeeze it as hard as I can as it goes, trying to pop it. And then I'm just going to ease that pressure. I'm going to squeeze and release. If you're laying down, see if you can be aware. Think of the tension being on the inside of the legs, not in your back. So I'm not arching to press into the ball. I'm trying to keep the back loose. If I'm seated, make sure that as you're pressing into the ball, the upper body, the back is still reasonably upright. I'm not slumping and slouching back. So see if I can try and hold myself up a little bit more. So making the core set and the core work to create that support, and then pressing and releasing the pressure. And then same as usual, if I feel that I need a little guidance, I feel that my leg seems to be working fine, the other leg, I can't feel it very well, or it doesn't seem to be able to press that hard, I'm just going to use that hand to accompany the leg, to guide that leg in the right direction. And then see if I can try and focus the intention, the attention, the tension on the inner thighs. So see if I can feel those muscles tightening, pulling up, contracting to squeeze into the ball. 4, 3, 2, and then on the next one, I'm going to press, I'm going to hold the pressure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to squeeze a little bit harder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I'm going to release that pressure. I'm going to have a little rest. And then I'm going to change the tempo slightly. So I want you to squeeze into the ball, and then see if you can squeeze a little bit more, and then ease slightly. So I'm not relaxing completely. I'm just going to try and pulse the squeeze. So it's a little bit of a quicker squeeze. I'm going to try and press, press, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. Last 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Pushing the ball to one side, giving the inner thigh a little tap, a little grab, relaxing the leg. And then from the inside, I'm going to try and work on the outside. So I'm going to switch for the band. If you've got one of the elastic ones, you can cross it over and hold it with the arms. You can tie a little bow, a little knot to keep it in place. But if you do so, do it with your legs nice and close together. If you've got a strap or a belt, this is something that doesn't have a give, I'm going to leave a little space between the legs and tie the strap so that I can still afford a little movement into the band, even if the band doesn't give, doesn't stretch away. Once the band is set, this time, instead of trying to squeeze it in, I'm going to try and push it out. So I'm going to drive out, and then I'm going to come back. Push out, and come back. And then same as I did for the pulling in. I might need to guide the legs into place. So I'm going to use the hands, if I need to push them out, and then just gradually bring them back. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then last one, I'm going to hold it there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and release and back. Just a little rest, and then same as I did for the squeeze, I'm going to do for the push. So I'm going to try and open out a little, I'm going to squeeze out a little bit more, and then I'm going to try and pulse it there. So short and quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50. And release it back. Relaxing the hips and releasing the legs. I'm going to undo the band, push the band to the side. If I was holding it with the arms and making sure that the shoulders and the upper body feels loose, and then I'm going to change the effort again. So I've got a little bit more connection to the inside. I've got a little bit more connection to the side of the legs. I want a little bit more to the top of the leg, to the front of the hip. So I'm going to place the cushion, place the ball between the right thigh and the right hand. Especially if you're laying down. If you're seated, you can just put the hands directly onto the leg, because the leg is closer to you. And then from here, I'm just going to hold a little bit of a downward pressure. So with the hand, I'm going to push into the ball, and then with the leg, I'm going to try and lift into the ball. And then I'm going to relax. So I'm going to press and relax. I'm going to press and relax. So the foot should barely move. It should barely lifting off the ground, as the hand is pushing in the opposite direction to the leg. So I'm trying to squeeze the ball, squeeze the pillow between my hand and my thigh. So see if I can bring the awareness this time to the front of the hip. See if I can feel that muscle twitching. See if I can feel it tensing. See if I can feel it connecting a little bit more. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to hold the pressure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release. Give the leg a little walk, a little shake, a little rub if you need to. And then I'm going to try the same thing to the other side. So go between the left hand and the left leg. And then I'm going to try and squeeze it in the middle. 1, 2. Again, see if I can bring the awareness to the hip. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then last one, I'm going to hold the pressure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And relax. Relaxing the leg, again, relaxing the hip, giving the leg a little shake. A little bit more connection into the front of the hip. I want to bring it to the back of the hips. So I'm going to get into a nice, easy bridge. If I'm seated, I'm going to try and bring the feet a little bit closer to the chair. And then imagine to be wanting to lift up, to stand off the chair. So I'm going to come forward and then see if I can push down through the legs. And then I'm just going to ease my way back. Come forward, push, and try to lift, and then come back. Using the arms by the side to give a little support if you need to. If you're lying down, I'm just going to bridge easily up and down. So pushing down through the soles of the feet, squeezing with the back of the hips. I'm going to drive the hips up to the ceiling, opening up in the front, and then I'm just going to ease back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and releasing back. Relaxing the legs, giving the legs a little walk, a little shake, making sure that the back of the leg doesn't feel too stiff or too tight. And then I'm going to finish off with a little bit of breath. I'm going to place both hands into the belly. And then see if you can focus the breath into your hands. So I'm going to breathe in. I can feel the belly pushing out into the hands. As I breathe out, I can feel it softening. I can feel it sinking. I can feel it relaxing again. I'm not trying to push the belly out. I'm letting the breath do that. Just a nice deep breath in. And then out to relax. Nice deep in. And out to relax. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. Last one. And then going back to your natural breath, see if you can keep it calm. So I'm not forcing it, I'm just trying to find my own rhythm, but making sure that I'm keeping it into the belly, I'm not bringing it up into the chest. If you're laying down and slowly rolling over onto your side, and in your own time, pushing yourself up into sitting. Finding your comfortable seated position, leaning against the wall, sofa, anything steady, anything that is not going to slide away, is not going to move. Finding the seat bones to see if I can lift myself nice and tall over the seat bones, allowing the shoulders to drop, the chest to lift, the neck to lift. I'm going to take a deep breath in, pushing the chest forward. See if you can think of the front of the body, lifting and lengthening up. I'm going to look forward, I'm going to look up, I'm going to look back, and then I'm going to exhale forward, allowing the head to drop, the shoulders back to relax and forward. I'm going to try again. Nice lift to the front of the body, pushing the chest forward, the shoulders go back, looking forward, looking up, looking back. And then release and coming forward. Last time. Lifting, lengthening as much as we can. And release it back. One hand to the belly, one hand to the back. Take your back. Give yourself a clap. Any question or anything?